What is the subscription, guys? What exactly your subscription does? It is helping you creating the resources, or it is a billing boundary. For right now, I can keep it like a billing boundary, right? Now, whenever you will be creating any particular resource, let me go to portal.azure.com right now. Let me try to create a virtual machine. Let me go ahead and select this particular virtual machine over here. Okay, guys. Now, what it is doing, create a virtual machine. The first thing what you need to provide a subscription. So basically, you should have an active subscription, which will give you the power to create resources within Azure. Now, the first of all, guys, subscription are of two types, prepaid model and postpaid model. What do you mean by prepaid model? Prepaid model is something like your free account. Currently, I have Azure Pass, where I already have the money, what I'm spending, and it cannot go beyond something that I have right now. Let's say I have 100 USD, I cannot spend more than 100 USD. But the organization who will be doing the business, they will be going with a postpaid model. What do you mean by that? Like pay as you go. They have a business account associated with Azure, probably a credit card or a debit card, which is being utilized by their financial team, and that will be charged on the basis of the usage. We are also getting charged on the basis of the usage, but that amount is fixed. For them, amount is not fixed. I'll give you an example. Probably that particular solution they have deployed on month is costing around $30,000. Now, for the another month, they may end up doing some POC. They have created more resources for the testing. There were some issues happen. They are trying to resolve it. They were capturing the logs. Now the cost has been slightly increased. Now, definitely you will not going to stop the business because the cost has been increased, right? Because your customers are already using it. So definitely what kind of the organization does, they provide that particular payment once the completion of that particular month, right? That is pay-as-you-go model. Some organization also utilizes your enterprise subscription. What do you mean by enterprise subscription? The organization who will be creating the resources for a longer period of the time. Those resources, they are not frequently deleting. Let's say 3 years, they are going under the commitment with Microsoft that any particular machine that I'm going to create over here is going to help me running the business for 3 years. So guys, let me ask this thing. If you are running a business and you have two customers, one customer says that I will create resources and I will be able to delete the resources any given point of time, but definitely I will require that flexibility and I will give you the payment every end of the month on the basis of the usage that I have created and removed the resources. There is another customer of yours says that I am going to use this particular resource for a longer period of the time and this is something that I am going under the commitment. Now I have a question, guys. Whom you can offer the discount? Definitely, guys, they are going under the commitment. They are saying that anyways, I'm going to give you the business for 3 years, right? I'm going to consume your resources for 3 years. So definitely you can offer the discount. Same is applicable over here, depending what kind of the business model that you are using. See, guys, I'm going into the azure.com right now, okay? In azure.com, I'm going into the pricing at the moment. I'm going to hit on the pricing calculator to calculate that how much machine is going to cost me, okay? And over here, when I will be talking about the virtual machine over here, you can see the virtual machine have the option that I can pick, let's say. Now, definitely there will be different sizes of the virtual machine will be available. Depending on how much RAM, how much CPU that you would like to utilize. You can see the series of the sizes over here. And you can go ahead and pick that particular size that you will be utilizing for the business. So let's say I have selected D2S V3 over here. You see, guys, if you are a pay-as-you-go customer, it will be costing around 137.24 USD with this size over here. In which location? East US. If I change the location to, let's say, West US, guys, it will make any difference to the cost or not? Or it will remain the same? What do you think, guys? Let me ask this thing, guys. If you purchase a car in India, if you purchase a car in UK, and if you purchase the car in US, it will going to have the same rate or it will going to have difference, guys? Every country have their own cost, right? And how that particular cost will be given to the customer is basically how much amount that company have to invest to manufacture that particular resource, to the taxes, to the commercial taxes, and on the basis of that, the amount will be published depending on the location. Similarly, the cost in the East US, in the New York location, and the cost in the West US, in the California equation, and the cost in Singapore, and cost in India, and cost in UK will be different. Because topologically, geographically, these locations are different. Let's say I have a data center in Dubai. How much of the power that I have to generate in order to provide the coolant supply to the data center in comparison to some data center which are already in Norway? What do you think? Where the power consumption will be more? In the Norway or let's say in the Middle East, guys? right? So accordingly, the cost may vary. Similarly, when there will be more resources in the US and definitely the providers are available, they have created many data center of their own personal purposes and they have big amount of the coolant and the power supply already generated, definitely it will be cheaper or economical because they are already running their business from there. So accordingly, if I select West US, you can see there is an increase in the cost because California is slightly costlier in comparison to the East Coast, basically over here. You can see. Now, coming on to the subscription over here. So pay-as-you-go is costing around 37.24. But let's say I'm going to reserve this saving plan of 1 year. You see, the cost is going to be different. Reserving it for 3 years, further going to be lower down. Reserving for 1 year with the reserved instances. I'm not just saying that I'm going to reserve the resource. I'm reserving the entire configuration over here. I'm going to reserve it for 3 years. You can see the cost difference, guys. Your operating system license also have the cost impact, guys. By default, Azure will be providing the license. But let's say any organization who will be doing the migration from the on-premises to the cloud, they already have the license, isn't it? If you have Windows Server 2019 and you have removed that particular resource and creating the resource on the cloud, you already own the license, right? You can activate your operating system. Yes or no? You can do that, right? Guys, understand Office 365 is your SaaS model, software as a service, which works on the user assignment. It doesn't work on the basis of whether you are running it on the cloud or the on-premises. Always remember, there is a difference when we talk about OS license. OS license will be hardware dependent. OS 365 license is hardware independent. It is user-based license. So never compare your operating system license with your Office 365 license. Because let's say if I'm going to leave the organization will remove the license from that user and assign to somebody else, which is going to get hired in that company. So that licensing cost remains the same. Let me put the thing in this manner, guys. Your OS license can be utilized on one particular hardware at a time, right? Until and unless you will be purchasing the volume license. And with volume license is also the limitation that 10 machines, 20 machines. Can you install it on more than that? Think about it, guys. You cannot, right? But Office 365 are the applications which user will be using. Now, if tomorrow I will create a virtual machine, guys, let's assume for a while. I created a virtual machine, I ran it for 5 days and I have deleted that particular machine. I created another virtual machine, I ran it for 30 days and is still running right now. And I have a third virtual machine which I have created and I have kept in the shutdown state. Guys, what do you think? The cost will be same for all three or it will be different from one another? Definitely different, right? Because it will be on the basis of the usage that how much you are consuming that particular data center for what long period of the time or whether it has been in use or not. But let me ask this thing. If I assign you a 365 license and you are using Outlook for 5 minutes, for 20 minutes, for half an hour or for 30 days continuously or 24 hours, cost remains the same, right? It is not going to be different. Yes or no? Making sense to all of us, guys? Clear with this particular example, guys? Always remember, guys, whenever we talk about OS license, right, it will be machine dependent. But when it comes to the user license, it is depending on the user who will entitled to utilize that particular license. And depending on that, they will be using the application irrespective whether they use the application or not. Once the license has been assigned, the cost will be from that particular point of time. Clear? And then you will have, let's say, 3-month license, 6-month license, yearly license. That is the paying model basically. But that is per user license. That is not your OS license. Yeah? Because that's a SaaS-based model, software as a service. OS is the part of your platform. Okay, always remember. Okay, guys. So let's say I already own the license. If I will go ahead and use your Azure hybrid benefit over here, you can see it is costing me very, very less. If I will reserve it for 3 years, so something that we started from 137 can be reduced up to 26. So that is also the part of the planning that you have to take care over here. Now coming back, you understood the importance of the subscription, guys. Are we clear, guys? What's the importance of the subscription? Does subscription matter? So organization also need to think that what subscription they will be purchasing over here. Now the another aspect that we have over here, creating a resource group. What do you mean by resource group, guys? Let's say this is subscription. And after the subscription, you have created a resource group. What is the purpose of the resource group, guys? To manage the resources, right? Now, what kind of the management that we are talking about? Because subscription is also doing the management, right? But that is the billing management. What resource group does? Okay, understand this thing, okay? It's a logical grouping of the resources for the different perspective. Now, what are those different perspectives? See guys, let's say I'm running my business and I have created a development environment, some testing environment. I'm going to create some of the VM, I'm going to have some databases, but that is something that I'm going to utilize only for the testing purpose. I'm not utilizing for the production purpose. Only my development team is going to utilize that particular resource. I have another resource group that I have created where I'm going to keep another set of the resources where I'm going to create a QA environment. QA environment means quality assurance testing. Maybe I have a quality team. And what is the job of the quality team, guys? Whatever development team has created, right? What they will going to do? They will going to evaluate it from the security, from the performance perspective, and there will be some set of the testing happening over there, right? So let's say I have one called dev, I have another called QA, or probably you can create resource group on the basis of your logical analysis that, okay, I would like to keep one resource group as my primary, another for the disaster recovery. There will be a bunch of resources. One resource group I will create for the East US resources. Another resource group I will be creating for the West US resources. That logical grouping that we call it is the business aspect. That is up to you, how you would like to keep it logical. If it feel like that it is logical from your costing perspective, that high consumption resources, I would like to keep it in different resource group. Lower consumption resources, I would like to keep it in the separate resource group. Or let's say I only have one subscription, I'm managing 10 different clients. So every client will be having the different resource group with a different naming convention. That is totally up to you guys. Because every business model is different. People require flexibility and the ease of management and how they would like to implement the policy and how they would like to give the accessibility. Let's say by assigning any particular role to a particular resource group, I want a user to access few bunch of resources. Free, up to you guys. What you feel logical, what your organization is feeling logical from their perspective. So when it comes to the logical, right, it can be on the basis of the location, it can be on the basis of the use cases in the organization, it can be on the basis of the cost management perspective, it can be other perspectives as well. But when we talk about creating a resource group, it's just a logical grouping of the resources. It has nothing to do with any sort of the integration of the resources. Resources in the same resource group can also be integrated. Resource group can, in the another resource group can also be integrated. Even the resources, the part of the another subscription can be also integrated as well. So the only thing that we have to understand over here, it's a logical grouping over here. Making sense, guys? I'll give you an example. We all have seen football game, right? So let's take an example of Ronaldo or let's say Messi, right? Let's say Messi used to play for the Barcelona, right? Right now, he's not playing for the Barcelona. He's previously playing for the, France club. And right now, he's been moved to the US. Same goes with the Ronaldo, that it is going into that. Now, what has changed? They are still playing for the same company, isn't it? I mean, same country. So the thing is, what has changed? The logical grouping, right? And that is a business aspect altogether. Similarly, when you create resources in the Azure, you have your logical aspect, right? That may be on the basis of the cost or maybe on the basis of your ease of management, right? So what resource group provide? Always remember ease of manageability.
Hey, thank you so much for staying with us till the end of the video. I have something special to share. If you loved our content today, then you are absolutely going to adore what's coming next. We have a free class that's absolutely free, and the best part is it is available for everyone. This class goes into the depth we touched on today, offering you detailed insights, comprehensive explanation, and even some exclusive content that wasn't covered in this video. All you have to do is just click on the link in the description below and you will be redirected to a page like this. Or if you are just starting out, just type k21academy.com/Azure02. Now, all the information inside the class that we will be covering is listed here, like the details and our certified trainees and the trainees' achievements and a note from our very own Atul Kumar. Now, for registering for the class, all you have to do is just select an event date, enter your name, enter your email ID, enter your phone number, and then click Yes, save my seat. Then you will be redirected to a page and you can add this session to a Google Calendar or your Apple Calendar. You can also save this link and you can join the webinar by clicking the link. Here, I promise this is something you don't want to miss. So go ahead, click on the link, step into the world where learning knows no boundaries. Till then, keep enjoying. I will see you in the next video.